Hello, 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 hello. Just wait a bit for the ads. We just have audio. I'm gonna put the music back on. Go. Yes, so welcome on to a bit of impromptu Minecraft. Don't normally do this on a Wednesday. But oh hello Adam. Basically what happened was uh I was supposed to be doing a stream with Mike Phoenix. It's this afternoon, but he's going to be there. Well, but I know he's doing stuff to get ready for his trip away to the US next week. So I thought I'd do this, and then if he is able to join in something, he can just quickly join in with this rather than having to set up anything. So as you can see, I've been busy expanding the outside. I'm just going to continue. Oh, maybe a bit tad on the outside. You touch that down a bit. That's better. Knock it down a bit. Right, so yeah, so see, I've expanded outwards, but I wasn't happy with it, so I've gone out even further. I've just got to figure out how to get this line to match, and I've thickened the line as well. I will go around and do the outskirts at some point as well. This is my space station, by the way, in case you the other day. I'm also in my voice town chat on my Discord, so if people join in on the game, people may just drop into the chat. So because it should be free, shouldn't it? It should be need to match that somehow or other. Ah, do that and then do that. Is that no? Still got that funny. It's a line in free and then. No, that's it's going to be tricky to get both ends to match. Because of the angle of the. See, that's just like a gap of 2. Is that a gap of 2? It is a gap of 2. Does it look like that? Is it like an L shape? This is really. Why is this confusing me so much? How to get this to work? It's going to be 3 along the wall here, isn't it? that right? Is it like that? You gotta have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And figure out the end bit of it. We'll do the easy bits now and we'll work out the fiddly bits later. That's just see Adam Killer UK floating around. Oh, in case you're wondering, I have done an intro today because I should have mentioned at the top. I'm ringing around for a couple of hours because Mr. Phoenix said he's gonna stream about 6. So I'll be only streaming till 6 today. But it'll work alright because Monday only did an hour and a half, so 2 hours, so you got 3.5 hours across 2 streams. Not bad. That's not right, is it? Should be there. Oh, and webcam is back on well as I promised. Webcam back on. Oh, music stopped. Why is the music stopped? Right, so that's worked. So why has it not worked? 1, 2. That's it, isn't it? That's... Yes, we've cracked it now. Ah, no! Nope, that was the wrong button. Oh, I will get rid of all that. Actually, I'm going to double line it. That's what I'm going to do. Double the thickness of everything eventually. I'm not doing that yet. How did I miss the hang up for flying? Otherwise, I would have fallen right to the bottom there. I just spotted something else now. One, two, three. I want to try and make this symmetrical. That's what I'm aiming to do. Let me just check for a second that I did update the game name. Yes, it has come up. I did put the right name in. I panicked for a second that I hadn't. Right, so. Again, 1, 2, is the difference. at what's the better design, having that or having why is this confusing me so much? Don't know. Right, so it goes 2 and then there's a gap between the last one and the wall, right? Well, that matches, doesn't it? Yes, there we go, that matches. Right, we've cracked it now. Yeah, that's select. Oh crap, wrong button. Right, now I've got one side left to do. And then we can remove the old in a bit. Oh, to viewers. Hello to viewers. Feel free to send a message in the chat. Chat's very quiet tonight, so feel free to send a message. But also, if you want to lurk, then feel free to lurk as well. Once we get this bit finished, it's going to start to take shape. If Mem's finished, just come on. Then we may go down and do some work on his airport. I can't remember what state that was left in. There we go. We have our shape now. Pretty good. Right, we're going to remove now. What we're going to do? Oh, I missed it again. So we're going to remove this now. We don't need this. This can all go. Quite nice breaking things, isn't it? Therapeutic. Don't need that. Right. Oh, got one wing here. We need to get rid of that as well. And here we go. Right. So you can see now, you can kind of get the idea of the whole thing now. Should all be symmetrical. Pretty good that. I'm pretty impressed with that. That cheeky title reference though. Hello Hank, welcome. Well, oh, you mean my play on words in the title? Is that what you mean? So yeah, so this is the framework of my space station. There's actually only going to be built on the two inner rings, if you like. The outer ring is not going to be. So what we're going to do next is yes, I know what we need to do next. While I remember, let's take care of this. We're going to make this brick, stone brick, so Adobe. Question, do I want to double everything? I'm not sure I do. Want to double everything. Right, tell you what, we're going to remove this then. Oh, this is coming out. Oh, I've just broke me. That right. I'm sort of tempted to double it up. You've been messing with your GPU, have you, Hank? What have you been doing with it? We've been overclocking it. Overclocked, yeah, undervolted. How does that work? I forgot undervolted. So it uses less power but for more performance. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Let's just see. Let's just put a few blocks on here. Just see what this would look like doubled up. Decide whether it's worth doing or not. So can I be enough to chew put out of the box without opening the silicon that way? Well, did you hear? There was a guy, I don't remember how much it was now, I have to look up. There's a guy, well, a person in the UK won the Euro lottery. Like one person. And it was like 100 and, what was it? Euro lottery. Oh, it was 170 million pounds, which in euros is pounds to euro. Is about 189 million euro. Is that right? No, that's not right, is it? Yeah, it's about 189 million euros equivalent. Somebody won. One person apparently has won it in the UK. I mean, you couldn't even spend all that if you tried, could you really? Anyway, let's continue with this. Right, so yeah, we were looking at. The thing is that the inner one's going to have to be doubled because that's going to be the. Obviously, we can't double up. Oh no, actually, yeah, because no, because when we had to work all the way around, don't we? You'll see what I mean. Right, see what I'm gonna do. Okay. Right, yeah. So, let's put a block here. Position. Second position. Selection. Set. Stone brick. Voila. Right, okay, do the other side now. And we're not doing the middle bit, that's going to be slightly different. No, that didn't do it. Why didn't that do it? Slash undo. The system under extreme load did get louder when I pop out on purpose. Okay. Oh no, I didn't do it because I didn't place the brick. I did it, did I? Typically when you put game the stream setting, just streaming to TV. But I don't know. 30 FPS to be looking. Surely do you not want 60 FPS? Surely that's a better frame rate for high quality games, is it not? I set the desk setting slightly lower and I get a nice noise level. Better content with casual TV streaming. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean streaming? Oh, yeah, it's up to watch on the TV. You mean? Right? Okay, fair enough. Altered console gaming experience. Fair enough. This is a bit boring at the minute, but this is just once we get the framework complete, we can start doing more exciting things. In hindsight, I should have done it all the way along. Would have been easy to do, but never mind. But I will do that here, so we'll do brick. Since you're on it, runs a 75H, does it? Had something super annoying happen yesterday. Oh, really? What happened yesterday? Is Adam still? Oh, he's still on the server. He's floating around. Don't know what he's doing. I just gave you a big F and you set I up. Oh dear, that's always annoying to have to do, isn't it? mostly creative mode today. Yeah, it's kind of how's your server been? Well, it is. Yeah, I mean, nobody seems to use the town anymore. Seems to be all people only come and use the creative. Also, uh, there's only a couple of people who use it regularly now. It's certainly not as popular as it used to be. I was considering making the whole thing creative rather than just a section of the server creative, or making this creative area larger. I am considering doing some sort of Halloween type event thing when Halloween comes. But I don't know if there's any. Probably is some sort of Halloween type mods, plugins we could put on. Yeah, I've had nobody new person join. Who was the last person that joined? I think the last person that joined was Plush, which was back in the summer. The problem is that I'm not getting anybody than the regulars watching my Minecraft streams, and of course they're either already on it or they don't have it. So it's not, my streams aren't attracting any new Minecraft people who could potentially join us if that's the problem. Less people are buying HL2 Half-Life 2 Half-Life 2 DM. What's that? I just need to come up with either make the whole thing creative, or I need to come up with something that might make people want to come back. Like find some interesting plugins and stuff that might entice people back. Oh, Adam left and joined again. Well, he's next week he goes to America for 2 weeks. He comes back. He goes away. I think it's Tuesday next week, and he comes back on the. I have the date. Hang on, 2 seconds. He goes away. I think it's Tuesday next week, and he comes back on the 26th. So, and I believe that everyone moves on from Minecraft by the time they start. Yeah. And I believe he's working Friday, Saturday this weekend, and he's doing stuff on Sunday, so he probably will be able to do it this weekend. And then obviously he's away for the following weekend. And then he's back the 26th. So possibly if you have a word with Rod and Crash, possibly the first weekend in November, maybe. The only thing with that is, actually thinking about it, the Saturday I might be doing something for a friend of mine's birthday. Oh, he has a server now, does he? Oh, right. Oh, in that case, it doesn't matter to you, then, does it? All these dates. But it's possibly November. Is the answer to that. We just have to coordinate dates up with me, Fred, and Chris when we're available. Um, we were supposed to be doing. We did that. We met up on Sunday gone for a D&D session because we hadn't done one for well over a month or so. And Sunday session kind of ended on a cliffhanger. So we were going to check because Chris is away. We were going to try and do one this weekend on the Sunday because the only days off again. But he's got to do some family stuff, so he's had to postpone that. So we're gonna have to work out some schedule when we can fit in the D&D and Neverender. And also it's becoming a bit of a mare because there's 3 things now that 4 of us want. When we do the D&D, me, Rod, Crash and Phoenix, we do Phoenix's Playing Pieces stream, which is the 4 of us playing board games, or 3 of us, because the last 2 or 3 streams, Rod hasn't been able to do it. And then the third thing, which we haven't done yet, which we want to do, is the Neverender. What's the difference between Neverender and Neverstarter? Out of interest. But yeah, so trying to find 3 dates. Oh, I see. Neverstart. I get it now. Sorry, so different. Yeah, so trying to schedule in 3 different things in the space of 1 month between 4 people is a bit of a nightmare. So, VIP sector, residence sector. What is that all about? And of course, Rod streams for like 3 or 4. No, is it? Yeah, it just. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday streams. It's like 5 days a week he streams. It's only Thursday and Sundays he doesn't stream. So it's difficult. It's difficult. I'm curious to see what this sign is that he made. I'm gonna have to have a look in a second. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Position, and then we do set. There we go. Right. Okay, so we've doubled up everything except the outer lines, which are going to be a mare to do. You're going to be an absolute mare to do that. So I think we'll take a little break from the space station, and we'll go and have a look at what Adam is up to. So teleport be done to kill it. Oh look, he's copied mine. He's copied. Yeah, he has ever so slightly copied mine design, hasn't he? Using the same bricks. He's using the same block type, and he's yeah. Maybe weapons manufacturer. Why is he going to manufacture and a weaponry? What? Gym and changing rooms. VIP sector. Why is the VIP sector on the ship? That's bizarre. Ooh, this is very posh. Very swish. Look at this. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I like that lamp design. I might nick that. The thing, he nicked the block design. You did? You blatantly did, Adam! You blatantly did. You happened to pick the same block type that I'm using, and you happened to make your outline with it. It's blatantly how. But I do like it though. It's very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, the lamp thing. Well, you can't stop me. You nick my thing, I'm gonna nick your thing. So whose is this one over here? Is this Alchemist's or something that's over here? Ah, yes, it must be. Look, that's... Yeah, it is. Because that's a Swedish flag. And Alchemist is from Sweden. So yeah, that is. I've not looked at that yet, but I will wait until Alchemist is on. We're gonna look at that. Right. Okay. Alright, I need to do a time check as well. But okay, we've got an hour or so, and then I'm gonna stop, and we'll probably raid Mr. Phoenix once he starts. If he starts, if he's still going to stream, I've not had anything from him on the Oh, he's too busy now. Well, there's a chance he's back online anyway, so there's a chance he may drop in. Message. Right, okie dokie. The out ones are going to be more difficult because they're massive. I might even leave them off stream because that'll be faffy and take ages. I believe that's Crash's Turtle, which I forget the name of. There's a reason I'm doubling them all up. In fact, these are going to get higher because these are going to be the walls. So this is actually going to get... to the Mayor Construction Tour. What Mayor Construction Tour? Oh, also we need some light. Yes, so we'll come back to that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, just the way you worded that was if I was getting to it when I wasn't really. I was just wandering around. This is going to have to get a lot taller, isn't it? Because this is going to be... I want to work out exactly how tall I need this to be. Okay, so we job appliance. um, right, the other thing is now then we need the flooring. So this is going to be the tricky bit. What do the floors look like? Yeah, I suppose we make it bigger than we just carpet a path, don't we? So, don't know if it's going to work exactly. What's that? Let's see. If we do, crap, why am I not flying? There we go. Maybe I just place that block. There it is. Right. Let's go down a bit, Right. So thank you. There. Go to this corner. This may or may not work. We're about to find out. Second position. Just check out that's selected. Yep. And then we do. Oh, it did work. Oh, excellent. Except it's. Okay, so that sort of worked. Except it's. It's. Like, it's a bit annoying, isn't it? Try to use a benchmark. I'm trying to remember what the command is that allow me to delete that. I just need to find. Joe sent me, didn't he? No, that was a video somewhere he sent me the command. The question is, where did he send me? Let me find the command that Joe sent me. You don't think the bench might tax my system enough so I know when the state where the clock is done? Handling a set clock. Ah. Okay. Oh, actually, I tell you what I need to do. It's a something brush, isn't it? If I just search brush. Ah, there we go, I found it. Slash spear or spear. Oh no, we need the wooden hole. There we go, it's working now. Life a lot easier. Oh, accidentally broke the okay, we'll have to go and do the rest manually, I think. Okay, we need to fix this now. Oh, that doesn't fit. Oh, because I put that in the wrong place, that's right now. That should be there. There we go. Also, I just noticed. Go, that's all linked up now, that's all fixed. move some of these off again. Right, okay, so that's... Oh, we've still got a couple of blocks we need to get rid of. Right, okay, so... How do for time? Just time show. Got 5 o'clock, got an hour left. Any updates from Mr. Phoenix? No. Right. I think we'll do. Why is it? Oh, there we go. Okay, we need to remove this side. Right, okay. Just need to fix this now. My country's not good for my. Oh, do you mean with Brexit? Yeah, well, they're all. Well, not long now. 31st is the Brexit day. And they're all meeting. The government, Parliament is meeting up week on Saturday for the final sort of decision on what's going to happen, basically, depending on Well, not if the Prime Minister gets his way, because the Prime Minister is very pro-Brexit. And if he gets his own way, he'll have us come out with Brexit with no deal if he gets his own way. No, the PM is in power. I mean, he tried to suspend Parliament for 5 weeks, and then after a week of it being suspended, our High Court system overruled him and said he'd done it unlawfully, so that Parliament have to reopen again. And he is currently in. He has discussed yeah, well, yes and no. It's a bit complicated thing, but it's not that he broke the law. It's just that he didn't do it lawfully. He misled everybody for his reasons why he wanted to do it. Therefore, he didn't do it lawfully. Therefore, the High Courts, actually Supreme Court, the highest legal court in our country. Yeah, it wasn't that he broke. No, it's a complicated one. It wasn't illegal, he was unlawful, which means he didn't have. No, because it's not about legal rights. It's you can't. He didn't have the right reasons to do what he wanted to do. Basically, he didn't have sufficient reason to do what he wanted to do. To suspend Parliament. Therefore, he unlawfully suspended Parliament. Which in itself could be classed as. Well, in certain eyes, it could be classed as breaking the law. Which is why there were people who were saying, well, he should face a court sentence and everything, but that's not going to happen. But, I mean, it's going to be politically uncertain. But I mean, he will take us out of Brexit whatever happens. I mean, his own catchphrase is, "We will get Brexit. We will get it done." Somewhat right. And he's trying to come up with a deal now, but I don't think it's been liked by Angela Merkel and people like that. But either he'll somehow convince them to take a deal, in which case next Saturday Parliament will vote on that. The unusual thing is also about this going to be on a Saturday. Parliament don't ever come together on a Saturday to vote on stuff. It just never happens. So the last time it happened, where Parliament were assembled on a Saturday to vote on something, was when we start the Falklands War. So, but yeah, so either he will bring a deal for them to vote on the 19th, or they'll be voting basically between a no deal or a revoke Article 50. Essentially, that's what the vote will come down to. So. Yeah, but what they're saying is, that there's a possibility that if Parliament vote anything other than a no deal, Johnson may do it anyway. Now they did back a bill, which meant that legally, technically, Johnson couldn't take us out with no deal without breaking the law, because it's a bill of sorts. But what they're saying is that he might do it anyway, and that would be breaking the law. That would be illegal, and that could end up getting put in front of a judge and possibly facing prison. There's also the other possibility that No, he says he won't accept an extension. He wants us out by the 31st. Um, he wants an extension. So, come what may, we will be, as he says, we will leave on the 31st. It's whether or not we get a deal, whether, well, these are three things that are going to happen on next Saturday, 19th of October. Either our parliament will, there's a few things that could happen, right? Either Johnson will bring back a deal and our parliament will vote on it, and they'll put it through because they'd rather have any deal than a no deal now. So if it comes back with a deal, they'll vote on it and they'll put it through, and we'll come out the 31st with this deal. If it doesn't come back with a deal, then Parliament will vote for to revoke it, I reckon. But if they do that, I think Johnson will call an election. In which case, if he wins the election by a majority, because they don't have a majority, a minority, he can then overrule that vote. And he's got a good chance of winning it as well if he does that. If he does election, and if he has a majority, he can get pretty much anything he wants. So he could then get through a no deal if he wanted to. Yeah, well, Johnson won't want us to be a vassal state. Johnson wants us to cut all ties with the EU. He spearheaded the campaign to get us to vote for Brexit, so he's not going to want that. Right, we've got two sides, so we'll do the third side. The problem is that he won't accept the extension. The only way he would accept an extension. The only way he'll accept an extension is if Parliament don't accept the deal. I can imagine that he may agree to extend it by a few weeks so that he can have the general election and then get the majority he needs to get put anything through that he wants to get put through, basically. And if that happens, he'll win the election. See you later, Adam. Thanks for joining. He'll win the election. He'll then be able to put through a no deal without anyone stopping him. So. Well, I'm sure I had the day 31st of January. But I think he can. I'm sure they can negotiate the Well, last I heard, Germany weren't liking what anything that Johnson was. Angela Merkel wasn't liking anything that Johnson was saying. We'll have to just wait a week to find out what's going to happen. But I'm not expecting him to get any deal with the EU. I'm expecting next weekend's vote to be between a no deal and a revoking it. I can't imagine Johnson. If they vote to revoke it, Johnson will do something to overrule them. He'll call a general election, because he wants us out of Brexit. He wants us out of the EU. Come up May. So if they vote, well, there's already big protests. There's already thousands of people. Thousands of people have already protested in London and the capital, and there's a massive protest planned next Saturday when Parliament is voting on what's going to happen. Um, the only way Article 50 is going to get uh, Crook is just as split as the rest of the country is. If you remember, do you want to remain? It's very political all of a sudden. Do you want to remain or do you want to go? I voted. I don't mind saying I voted for. I voted to remain because I think we were better and more security in the EU than out. However, that's by the by now because we're coming out whatever happens. The only way they're going to trigger Article 50 is if they get Johnson out. And considering all the things that happen, no, because it's a tricky one. That on the one hand, I think if people now vote again, now knowing what they know, because a lot of people voted on propaganda that was thrown about on both sides. If people voted now, that there would be had more information, and I think it would go the other way. My personal opinion, it's all my personal views, by the way, that it would go the other way, and people would vote to remain. However, if we had a second vote, that would kind of be mocking democracy. Democracy is not, oh well, you keep voting on something until you get the outcome you want. Democracy is you all have a vote and then you do whatever the outcome of the vote is. That's kind of how democracy works. And if we change the rules for one thing, then what's next? We vote. We have a second vote in the election because we didn't like the first vote. Yeah, that's not how democracy works. You don't keep voting on something until you get the right outcome you want. That's not how democracy works. So it's a tricky one. It's a political streaming, isn't it? I would love, although they're not doing it, I know they won't do it, but I would love to do a stream with Rod and Crash and Phoenix and anyone else wants to get involved, and just have a stream of just political debate, because I think that would be really interesting. However, I know those others won't want to do it. So, there you go. Yeah, I know you'd be quite. But I don't know. I think with Brexit, everybody's more attuned to what's going on in politics than normal. I mean, I can't think of put it this way. I can't think of a time before Brexit when I was kind of following the news on a daily basis of what was going on in Parliament. I can't remember ever doing that. Even when I worked for the government, I didn't do that. So, so would you want Holland to leave the EU then? Oh, okay. You say that, but in terms of trade and in terms of security, it's a good place to be, isn't it? I mean, I can't pronounce that word. I can't pronounce either of those words. Authoritarian theocracy, is that how that's pronounced? I thought this was suddenly going into a politics thing. It wasn't the intention. Yo, look at all these valves are repaired and everything. I haven't got any lights up. I'll have to correct that. Sort that out. Go do time check. It's only past 5, so it's half an hour or so. Yeah. We've got until Mr. Phoenix starts, basically. And again, I'd just like to reiterate that all these political views are my own, not Twitch's. Just, just don't get anyone in trouble. This pub, there are a lot of channels out there, there are a lot of just chatting channels, just people that talk and debate subjects. There's a lot of that happens. So do you rather, when elected professionals, plan how you should live with a hotline to multinational residents of this, or would you rather put the suggestion of the country themselves? Yeah, but it's not as simple as that, is it? Because you've got to think about things like trade and it's not. It's not. Because you've got to think about trade and you've got to think about security and you've got to think about the value of your currency. You know, it's I mean, we come out if we come out with no deal, right? We in this country we're looking at a shortage in medicines. We're looking at a shortage in food because obviously deals will have to be reset up for trading with foreign retailers and the vast percentage of the food that we have in this country are from other countries. The ports and airports would be all sort of grounded, standstill until new travel laws and stuff were set up, and also there'd have to be checks everywhere now. They were saying that they might have to convert part of one of our motorways in the southern part of the country into an overflow for checks for vehicles coming into the across the channel on the what's it called, the Eurostar thing. It would cause all sorts of issues and problems. Granted, in the long run, it would all sort itself out. But oh, hello, Mr. Enderman. And also, not to mention the effect it would have on the pound. And also the prices of everything. The prices of everything. No, that's not true at all, Hank. No, they're not, because you see on the news all the time about all these business owners who are because uncertainty over Brexit. And like for example, one example I remember seeing was somebody that ran a flower shop, and all their flowers, the vast majority of their flowers that they sell are imported from Europe, and they don't know if we get a no deal. They don't know how that will affect them being able to potentially still trade with, still get their stuff imported, because there's potential that when there be no deal, that there'll be new tariffs and stuff, and they'll just not be able to get the deal. Also, to be honest, at that point, our government is put plans together and funds together in case of a no deal, because they're expecting the worst to happen if we get a no deal. So they wouldn't have put plans and funds together if they weren't affected, would they? So. Yes, we would be part of the WTO. However, we'd still have to renegotiate trade deals with every country, every EU country, for example. And obviously, because of the tariffs and stuff, from trading from an EU to non-EU, there'd be certain suppliers in certain countries that will not want to do it. It's not as cut and dry as it, but in any case, we don't know what's going to happen, do we? We'll find out in a week's time. Yeah. Yeah, well, the trouble is, our previous leader kept trying to put through the same deal for over a year through our parliament. I didn't really bother changing it, and then the second one that's come in hasn't even got one deal yet. Parliament voted on the one deal about 4 times. But I think also the difficulty there as well was she was a Remainer. She voted Remain. So it's always going to be difficult when you have a PM who wanted to remain to sort out Brexit. And hence why when she did strike up a deal, it was we had Remain kept us tied to the EU a little bit, and that's why it didn't get through. Even though it was voted on 4 times or whatever it was. Oh, and that's also why current PM got voted in, because his party knew, being a hardcore Brexit person, that he would get it done no matter what. But there you go. They're my Brexit thoughts. Well, I don't. He's not. Well, so far he's lied to the Queen, he's lied to the Parliament, he's lied to the country, he's been found to have acted unlawfully by the highest court in this country. What else is it? He then also he lied by saying the reasons why he wanted to suspend or prorogue as the term Parliament. The reason that he gave wasn't the truth. the roofs is going to be a bit of a nightmare, like. But we're not going to get there tonight. No, in any shape or form, is it ethical to lie to the Queen? Sorry, to mislead the Queen, not lie. He didn't lie. He misled. Same thing. The Queen. Why were we left with the gap there? Why has that happened? What don't you like? Also, our parliament is, to all intents and purposes, broken. Our constitution, but also, what's fairly obvious is the reason why he wanted to suspend parliament for 5 weeks, and then only reopen parliament 2 weeks before the Brexit deadline was evidently, in my opinion, was to prevent any chance of getting a deal or any outcome other than no deal by only having 2 weeks parliament between the opening and Brexit deadline day. It would prevent anybody from trying anything to stop him, basically. Yeah, which you can't do. You can't. That in itself is unlawful, and you can't. That's just a bullyish tactic to get his own way, basically. Which is not how a prime minister should act, in my opinion. Crap. Yes, but equally you could say that when you're saying about last time on the mandate that if Johnson doesn't get a deal, then he's not doing it because we didn't vote to come out of Europe with no deal. You know what I mean? We never voted for no deal, so he's also doing it. But yeah, as to go back to what I said before, that's what I think will happen if you can't get a deal, or if you can't get a deal voted through Parliament, I think he'll call a general election. No, we didn't. No, we didn't, Hank. The vote was to leave or to remain. There was nothing mentioned about having a deal or not. The assumption... No, we didn't, Hank. We didn't. The assumption... yes, but the assumption... Yes, but the assumption when we were being told about voting for leave or not leave was that we would get some sort of deal. If you were to do a vote now, between... If you were to do a vote, have a referendum now and get people to vote between remaining or leaving with no deal, I think everyone would pick remain. But that's my opinion. Again, these are all my own views. No, it wouldn't, because nobody would vote for a no deal. Nobody wants a no deal. I can't say the referendum because that would risk... because Johnson wouldn't want to risk Brexit being overturned. So I think it'll be either... I think if he gets a deal, which is a very, 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 very small chance the EU might agree to a deal that he's proposing, then I think if he gets a deal, I think it'll get voted through. Because I think Parliament would rather have any deal now than no deal. If he gets a deal, it'll go through, we'll come out on the 31st. If he doesn't get a deal, then I think Parliament will vote to either to revoke it or for an extension. And I think he'll call it, as I've already said already, he'll call for a general election so he can get a majority to vote through no deal. Yes, but then if it's a general election and it's a choice between, it's a simple choice between remaining or no deal, isn't it? Or it's remaining or leaving, basically. But who knows? All that could change this time next week. But no, he won't want a referendum because he's got more chance of winning an election than he has winning a referendum. Purely because in the last 3 or 4 or 5 elections, his party has always got more votes, more or less. Although the last one it was a hung. To be fair, that's not really true. Actually, I take that back. The last one he didn't, and the one before that he didn't either. I don't know. We'll see. Also, the other thing that also could happen is that he could be impeached somehow. But like what they're trying to do with Trump over in America. Because there's this whole thing about him when he's spending on a model or something. They could try and get him out of office. In which case, who knows what would happen then? Well, no, they'd have to have another. The Conservative Party would have to have another leadership vote again. And if the same people ran for it, then it would be Hunt. Jeremy Hunt was the runner-up in the vote, wasn't it? Do a time check. It's 20 to 6. Got about 20 minutes, and then I got any messages from Mr. Phoenix? No. One thing you do know is, oh, yeah, I'd agree with that. We just want, yeah, I think it's not that. I think it's 100% the country just wants our government to make a decision. Because quite frankly, they've just been an embarrassment. And I'm pretty sure the EU feel the same. The EU leaders just want us to make a decision already. Macron and Merkel and who's the other one? No, I don't mean that. I mean they just want the EU just want us to get on with it. I think at this point they just want to know either way, don't they? Yeah, but if that was the case, Hank, they would be agreeing whatever Johnson offered them, and they're not. So that's obviously incorrect, isn't it? Otherwise, they'd be agreeing immediately to what Johnson suggested. They'd be taking any deal, which they're not. So, well, that. Yeah, but they're not going to keep extending, are they? What message would that send to the rest of the the countries in Europe if they just extended? I don't think that's likely. I don't know where you read that, but I don't think that's likely. I think they just want a decision one way or the other now. Right, so we've got the floor done. All these mobs. Right. Okay. We've got the floor. We're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna put the. What we need now is carpet. Also, we could do with making it daytime, couldn't we? I don't think there's any conspiring going on. I think that's just conspiracy theory in itself. I couldn't comment on any of that. I don't know. How are we doing for time? I'm gonna keep an eye on the 10 to 6. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do now. Let's work on building the walls up. So, let's do... Well, I listened to something called Brexit Cast, which is basically a podcast where it's a group of journalists who basically they don't have a leaning either way, but they report. They basically discuss what's going on in Brexit without leaning personal preference to either way. Mr. Phoenix, hello. You just missed a very long debate discussion we're having on Brexit. Are you still streaming at 6, or are you coming on here for a bit, or what is your plans? Oh, that's 10 to 6. That's for 10 minutes. Well, does the title of the stream not give you a clue what it is? Well, sort of. If you actually come on the server, you'll be able to have a look yourself at what I've done. Have I done both positions? I have. Okay, so let's see if this works. That didn't do anything. That did absolutely nothing. Why didn't that work? Well, I've got the frame, and I've got the 2 sections. Basically, you've got the sort of the outer section and then the up section, if you like. So I've got the frame and I've got the floor in, and I've got the outer rings. It's just a case now of it's just a case of now of building the wall height up, and then putting in doors and fixings and things. Now when I did the outer things, you can see how big it is. Well, it's not going to be exactly like DS9 because DS9 is a circle, and you can't make circles on Minecraft because you have square blocks. So, this is actually, as you can see, this is actually a four-sided thing. Also, DS9, if you look at it, has it's basically a three-sided shape. It has three documents, whatever you want to call them, three things sticking out, with mine has four. But I'm trying to figure out why that hasn't loaded hexagonal. Well, making it like this makes it simpler because then there's four sections, which makes it much more easy to do. But that's why it's called DS Deep Space Mine, not Deep Space Nine. I'm trying to figure out why this is not working when I'm copying the blocks. Alright, how far are you through that now? Oh wow. Well, you're gonna have to crank up the speed a little bit because Star Trek Picard starts 24th of January, and I suggest you watch the whole of Voyager before that because obviously 7 is in Star Trek Picard. So I've got 6 episodes left of TNG. And I've nearly finished the second season of DS9. So at least 5 seasons of DS9 and the 7 seasons of Voyager. But because I watch multiple episodes every day, that's quite doable. Yeah. I mean, you start watching more parts like that. And obviously the fact you wait for 2 weeks doesn't help. Aha, it's worked this time. There we go. It's worked now. That didn't work though. I guess I've got to be on the thing to do it. Okay. Okie dokie. We'll be on the thing. Oh, thanks for the host. Mr. Phoenix. Right. I'm not quite sure how high I need to make this, to be honest. Okay, we'll remove that for now. I guess it's gonna have to be quite high, isn't it? Oh, these are mobs. I'm gonna have to do what we did on your ship and put command blocks in that stop the mobs spawning in. Hey, well, it worked fine on your ship, didn't it? You don't get any mobs spawning on your ship. Those command blocks worked fine. So, admittedly, they were sort of designed by Joris, but they work fine. And your transporters work fine. I designed the command blocks there. So, trying to figure out, is that high enough, do you think? I want it to be quite high because I want to put in a second floor, a bit like I think it's saying you have the promenade and there's like a balcony thing that runs all the way around. It's gonna have to be quite high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. I think that's probably high enough. 10 blocks high is probably high enough. Right, so just do exactly the same here now. Pasted it behind. Undo. It's not a very large thing, I'll just do it again. Also, how's my webcam? Does it look a bit dark? Oh, actually, it's not that bad, is it? It's not that bad at all. Two, three. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh look, I trapped the spider in the wall. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Need one more. There we go, that's number 10. Just need to get rid of all these extra bits. Two down, two to go. It's the outside making that 10 level is going to be a pain. back in again now. Okay, we need to rotate that then. Rotate. Think. Right, okay, this should work now. Ah, there we go. Two, that's 4. Five. That worked that time. I don't think that did it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out. Six. I'll remove the 10th layer off this. I don't quite know how I did that. Okay, one left to do now. Keeping an eye out for things come online. As soon as it comes online, I will end and we will raid him. Do that and do that again, and then do stuff to this again. That hasn't worked. For some reason that hasn't worked. Two, three, four, 5, 6. No. Actually, just don't want to do. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to get rid of these extra lines. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's missing the top row again. Right, okay, so we've got it's taking shape now. Do a quick check. No, it's not streaming yet. Bit tedious, but I think as it's just a small area, it's easier to do this than to copy and paste. Okay, that was quick at that side, so we'll do this side now. This side now. Any sign of Mr. Phoenix dreaming yet? No, not yet. Oh, okay, I was waiting. I'm gonna end when you start and I'll read you. You said 6 is like, then you're trying to hurt by 6 now. Right, this more magnet. The roof is going to be real. There's going to be 2 real panes. One's going to be the roof of this thing, and it's going to be doing the outside walls. Below. Here's a question for you, Hank. You know Chris's Phoenix's ship? I've saved from here. Ah, that's it down there. A big massive thing. You're choosing. Phoenix wanted me to create a schematic of it so we could load it into his own Minecraft. What are the chances of loading a schematic of that size into single player without it crashing a game? Should be fine. I am sort of considering, now that you mentioned that, because obviously this space station is going to have docking rings. I am MCN to apply it. I am considering moving his ship like up to where it is, exactly where it is, but just higher, and then it can connect to the docking ring on this space station. Quite cool. I'm gonna have to. But the thing is, it wouldn't be, we would, because we had to create a schematic of it, if it went wrong, we've got the schematic. We can just reload it back where it was. So, and if we've got a schematic, it's saved forever, isn't it? Even if the server died, the ship would be saved because of being a schematic. So... the schematic is wrong. Should be fine to create a schematic. What I'll have to do to make it easy is just to add basically a couple of blocks on the top and the bottom just to make it a square shaped, because it's easy to create a schematic with square shape. But no, that shouldn't be too difficult to create a schematic. It's the biggest thing I'm about to create a schematic of, but it shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, obviously we wouldn't remove the existing one ship until with the schematic, till we've loaded the schematic at the right place. We're getting there. This middle bit, in case you're wondering, I've already said this earlier on, but the middle section, this middle bit of this, is going to be where the command center of the station will be, or ops as it's called, and etc. And it's going to have two floors. So the top floor is going to be ops, the bottom floor is going to be sort of the engineering, which is exactly what it is like on the also. Yeah, haven't done any outer walls yet. That's the next thing to do. Probably not going to get that tonight. There we go. We've completed the middle bit now. Right. So all the interior walls are done now. Obviously, we haven't done the sort of docking ring and corridors and stuff like that. That's going to have to be done separate. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that yet. So there's just in the middle bit, there's just the 4 outside walls to do, which is going to be an absolute pain to do. But I'm probably going to not do that. I'm going to do that off showing a little bit next time. I'm pleased with that. But yeah, so we need to do the outer walls of this inner section, the middle section. Then we need to do I'll perhaps double up the outer walls, very outer walls, and then look at making some corridors to connect out to there. And then we need to do things like doors and walkways, and see, I've started doing the design for walkway there. And put an upper floor in as well, if we can make 2 floors. And I need to put in some command blocks to stop enemies spawning in. Although it looks like, oh, it's daytime, I guess. That's what I mean. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Any sign of trying to get something working, but it isn't. That's not always the way. I think you're trying to stream advertise. Well, what I was saying is, Mr. Phoenix, my idea is, because when you want a schematic of that should be talked about, isn't it? You want this schematic anyway, so what we'll do is we'll create a schematic of this Excalibur, and then we'll literally load the schematic in so that your ship is the same height as the station. We'll just put it literally directly above where it is now, but level the station, and then it can be docked at the station. That's my thinking. And if we're really clever, which I'm not promising I can do, we may even be able to have some action so you can dock and undock. Don't know about that yet. That may or may not be doable. But certainly we'll have you parked like next to the station, so it looks like you docked. And eventually there's going to be like corridor type things, tunnels, things you can walk off the ship along the tunnel. But yeah, that's the plan. And also, like, Adam could move his ship there as well if he wanted to do that. What's the latest you're in with your stream? How dark am I now on stream? Oh, I'm very dark. There's kind of no point in me telling that because I'm going to finish anything now. But look how dark I am. Woo, woo, very dark. I'm just sort of waiting now for a thumbs up really from Mr. Phoenix. Oh, why has I got Sims 4? I've not played Sims 4. That shouldn't be on there. Need to turn that off somehow. Of course, shouldn't be Sims 4. Should be the Minecraft thing, which I don't know if I've got on here. Is it switch back to the... No, that's the wrong one. That's right. don't worry, I'm not restarting the stream. I've just gone to the screen track to see what the name of the thing's called. Right, okay, it's 18. Is that on here? It is, but it's not. Cancel. It is, but it's not sure. There we go, that's what I was trying to do. Got a little Minecraft dude there. The creeper. Yeah, so we're kind of the end of the stream now. Just kind of waiting for the thumbs up, Mr. Phoenix, and then we will raid him. I'll give you while we're waiting. I'll give you a future stream. So I'm gonna be back on Friday this week. Don't know if I'm streaming on Friday, but I'm going to this week. As I will be last week, me, Mr. White Phoenix, 86 and Mr. SD Crash, we started a multiplayer campaign of Civilization 4 Beyond the Sword expansion. And because I was unorganised, I didn't stream my end, but they'd stream their ends. But this week, I'm going to reorganise and I'm going to stream mine. So you're going to get to see part 2 of that. So that's going to be Friday, sort of 4, 5, 6 o'clock time. We've got to have time for that. And then, notification. Oh, he's live, right, in a second. And then on Sunday, I'm hoping to get a stream and try and continue on with the living. I've been for a while, but I'm not promising that's for definite, which is a possibility. But I'm going to leave things there. Remember, I'll be back on Friday for Civilization 4. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And a few people, Adam, Hank, Mr. Phoenix, people who gives a jobs. Please leave a follow or a like. Or if you're really generous, you can throw some bits my way. But yeah, you don't have to do that. Obviously, I'll be back on Friday afternoon UK time. Also, if you want more information about the next streams, upcoming streams, as I say, the Friday will be the next one. If you look at the link for my Discord, which is in the panel below the stream, my Banana Bunch, click on that and join it, and you get all the latest information on my streams and everything, and with more details about Friday streams in the stream. And that's it. Yes, so good, excellent progress on my Deep Space Mine space station. I'm half torn whether or not we'll continue this next week or whether we'll rest Minecraft a week because I've done 2 streams. Although I would kind of like to continue this, so perhaps Minecraft one day will be returned next week. We will see. Leave a surprise. But until then, as said twice before, I will be back Friday. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks to all the bananas. Goodbye. And we're going to raid Mr. Phoenix. Just bear with me, people, while I do the. Can I just do command line raid? Oh, yes, I can. There we go. Raid. Right. Phoenix 86. Just bear with me. There we go. See you all next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.
As I've learned. I also picked up love balls, who were, for those of you who like to date Pokemon apparently, if you're into that sort of thing, and moon ball.
What do you mean you went offline?
Nunca faria isto num jogo a sério. Isto é errado.
Wrong? What's wrong with wrong? Is that the wrong place for a pitch?
Hey, eu gosto de
Sancho was wrong to leave England. Yeah, okay. Sterling, they say everything he does is wrong. Really? Nah, that's not wrong. Wrong is the new right. Wrong breaks new ground.
For the players.
Thing. Platform. There's no platforming in this. No pocket work master. I'll leave that to more sane people, I think. So, the one thing people were forgetting about this is, and I was forgetting as well, I was sort of going through it like you would a normal. This under your face. I can fight the gyms in any order I choose, and it scales up with each one I defeat. That's how the game works. Yeah. So, I am going.